Hello, everyone. My name is Chris O'Neill. So you gave me a pretty good introduction. I'm going to apologize a little bit. I am a little bit under the weather, so I'm going to try to talk slowly and clearly so everyone can hear me. And I may stop from time to time to spray some chloroseptic. Today's topic is one that is near and dear to my heart, and it's the idea of road mapping as a way of understanding what we're doing on the ServiceNow platform. I've been working on the ServiceNow platform now for about 8 years, but I come from a long history of doing ITSM strategic consulting for a wide variety of different customer types. So today's focus, I'm going to really work on this idea that ServiceNow is a journey. One of the biggest problems that we encounter is that we look at ServiceNow, which is an extremely complex and deep platform. It is a series of different modules that are built on a common framework that are becoming more and more involved in every aspect of the services that IT and related are delivering to the enterprise. And so when we're doing that, one of the biggest questions that we as consultants get is really, how can we use ServiceNow more effectively and more efficiently in our environment? And a big part of that is about understanding that it's this journey, right? ServiceNow is constantly evolving. There isn't going to be a best practice that fits all situations. Not every module is the right fit for every company. And at the end of the day, there isn't just a quick set of rules that you can follow that's going to get you the most out of the environment. So we like to look at things from the roadmap, and a roadmap, even if you think about it in the real world, it doesn't tell us, it tells us where we're going, right? Like when Google doesn't say to us, what's your objective? It says, where would you like to go? And then it's going to give you a bunch of different ways to get there. So a lot of organizations have a backlog of software and enhancements and things that they want ServiceNow to do, and they think that's their roadmap. But it's a lot more than that. The backlog is the actual set of directions. What is it that we need to get done, right? It's so much more than that, because a roadmap should be giving us not only how to get somewhere, but all of the tools to allow us to change our direction and our path along the way. And we're going to talk about all of those things today. My goal is to talk for approximately 30 minutes. We'll see how good I do on that, and then we're going to be open to questions. If during this process at all you have an interesting question, there is a Q&A tab. You can write those in. I always suggest that you just write the question down, even if you feel that you got an answer soon after for it. Susan will actually put all those questions together, and we'll go through them at the end. Generally, I say if you feel that there's a question that you have, it's probably something that someone else also would like an answer for. So let's dig in here a little bit. The core of the ServiceNow journey is taking our organizations from being reactive to proactive. This really is a shift even from when ServiceNow began. The platform has a shared data model, and it has all of these workflow and intelligence tools. They're all designed around the idea of taking information from the organization very easily and then presenting that information back out to every step in that IT value chain, right? So a single cloud platform is kind of the ServiceNow core belief. Everything's there, putting ServiceNow in the middle of these activities. A huge part of this is ServiceNow is continuing to deliver a modern user experience, whether that be mobile or the service portal. There's so many different pieces, and this is one of those that's very difficult for a lot of organizations to stay ahead of, and where companies like my own are really focused on trying to make sure that we know where things are coming. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. One of the key goals of road mapping is to enable an innovation by figuring out what we can replace in the environment, right? So where we have situations where we have legacy tools where we can become more efficient or more effective by replacing that tool, that's an opportunity, and that's something that we need to put on our roadmap. But at the same time, it's also about the idea of single-use tools. There are a huge number of small, tiny pieces, whether it be an old Access database or an Excel spreadsheet that someone just put together, or even a piece of software that's on the cloud that someone uses to do something that isn't connected to the rest of our data model. Each one of those tools is actually causing us to be less efficient and effective. So a big part of that is why having all these pieces together, what we're really doing is creating an opportunity to not only leverage our best practice processes across the organization, but it's also creating a space where we can use these cutting-edge AI and machine learning tools, which are really revolutionizing the way that we deliver services. One of the easiest ones that we talk about in that space is, a virtual agent, which is becoming more and more important to all of the things that we do, not just on the IT side, but also in HR and customer service. And at the end of the day, this idea of a journey from reactive to proactive is about taking our business objectives and aligning them to what ServiceNow can do, and then prioritizing that experience. And in many ways, that is what the ServiceNow Roadmap is. So if we look at this very complicated piece of image, what we're looking at is a number of different applications that all sit on top of the ServiceNow platform. And it's nearly impossible for any organization, much less any one single person, to really understand everything that's going on here. It does require that you have a team. It requires that you have a lot of interaction with your business, and we're going to talk about those pieces. But at the heart of this is this idea that ServiceNow splits the platform into three core ideas: the user experience, the service intelligence, and the service experience. And that's where the platform is. And on top of that, we're building workflow modules and interactions that allow us to use the core of that platform to do more in the environment. So when ServiceNow looks at their customer base and they talk to them about building strategic roadmaps, less than half of all organizations report having one, which there are a number of smaller organizations that are on the ServiceNow platform, but a big part of what we've seen when we talk to customers about strategic road mapping is, again, they may have a backlog, they may even have an owner that's responsible, but they don't have an overarching strategy that's driving what they're doing with ServiceNow, or they lack the ability to put that information together in a cohesive form. So hopefully what we're going to do today is give you some questions that you can ask about your organization to help you build a strategic roadmap. If I do my job perfectly, you'll end up having more questions than when you start it, but you'll be in a much better position. One of the big things about strategic road mapping is really focused in forcing this idea of asking the right questions and knowing who in your organization.
Hi there, hope you enjoyed that last clip. My name is Michael Maludis, and if you'd like to watch the full 60 minutes of that last webcast, while also getting complete unlimited access to our entire library of IT learning, simply visit our subscribe page at greatpro.org/subscribe. Unlimited annual access is $199 per year, but if you use the coupon code LEARN2EARN, you can drop that membership fee to just $149. That's less than $13 per month for unlimited access to over 1,000 hours of on-demand career development, covering the entire spectrum of IT management best practices, including business analysis and requirements, software development, quality and testing, risk management, process improvement, project management, and even digital transformation. But your membership doesn't just give you unlimited access to our vast learning library. You also get free access to our mobile app, as well as direct access to our network of over 300 of the world's leading IT consultants, all of whom are dedicated to putting practical knowledge at your fingertips so that you can learn more and earn more. I hope you will join me in becoming a member of the Great IT Professional and advancing your career with us. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button above so that you get notified whenever we publish new free webcasts each week of the year. Thank you for your time and best wishes for your continued success.